Hello everyone, and now welcome to Game 3 in this best of 3 series between Hawk and Cechi. Game 3 taking place here on Secret Valley. And if it sounds like I'm tired, I apologize, I am. It seems like the Crota household, there's always someone sick. And this time it's my daughter. And whenever my daughter gets sick, it means I have to take care of her as well. So no one to take care of me as I look after her. A parent's love never falters. Let's take a look on the top right hand side of the map. We do have Hawk spawning as the blue human. Meanwhile, on the bottom left, we have Cechi spawning as the yellow undead. Human versus undead. Game 3 in a best of 3, meaning we are all tied up at 1 game apiece. And what will be the strategies coming forth here in Game 3? Game 2, we saw that the Mountain King first strategy really didn't work out nearly as well, causing a little bit of delays as Cechi was able to fight his way back in and get into the series. So far, Hawk gonna be setting up a little bit of a scouting farm off in this location. Most likely we'll just militia creep out here, and we'll also have to see how the Fountains of Health are utilized. 2 Fountains of Health, meaning that players are in fact able to heal up at those Fountains of Health. A little bit more of an advantage, I would say, for the undead player, as human players do have those healing scrolls or those scrolls of regeneration back at home. Meanwhile, those undead players normally just have to be forced to fight on Blight, and which is never a good situation for them unless they buy a sacrificial skull to move across the map. So far, an arcane tower will be placed down here as the game should be getting underway. Archmage should be ready to go. Tomb of Relics is now down. Death Knight will be the hero of choice for Cechi. Archmage the hero of choice for Hawk. And the game is now getting underway at about the 2-minute mark once again. So Archmage already on the move, going to be making its way over. Water Elemental should be dropped down. There it is. No, going to go ahead and attack the Null Assassins first, getting all the units over, and here we go. The Null Assassins will get taken down relatively quickly, followed by this Null Overseer. Now, the Death Knight will be making a move over as well. Going to be using some of these additional skeletons to summon some more skeletal minions. Hawks, the Water Elemental, does need to get taken down. Yes, it does go down there, as we see the Death Knight now making a bit of a move in. Archmage could come back around, could try and creep out this particular creep camp to get to level 2, or perhaps even this one off over here, which would be very beneficial for him. Perhaps just drop a Water Elemental and then leave, as we are going to be seeing the Death Knight now trying to make a bit of a move here. The Death Knight is going to catch some of the units. There's a Death Coil hitting that Archmage, not doing very much damage at all. Level 2 now on that Archmage, as we see Cechi does get ensnared. There's a Death Coil. The Death Knight able to steal some experience, as some skeletal minions will get taken down. Alright, Cechi gets in another kill there, stealing the old-fashioned way with the Frostmourne blade, or that Frost blade there, as the Death Knight does want to perhaps retreat and return back home. And Death Knight at this point putting down a lot of pressure. Archmage trying to get a free run on some experience, as the Death Knight now looking to put in more pressure again. The Death Knight chasing after the Archmage. Archmage being forced to retreat. Are we perhaps going to see some more experience stolen? And the Death Knight, I believe, got the last kill there. Oh, the Null Brute down to 118 hit points. What is happening here, as the Death Knight just in a little bit of a wandering back and forth? Does he get the last hit there? No, he doesn't. The Archmage actually was still the one to get it. Nicely done. Nice timing on it there, as the Footman now trying to run away from that Death Knight. Alright, 1 low hit point Footman. Is he going to be able to get away? No, he is not. He gets taken down. Skeletal minions getting taken down as well. Footman, Archmage are going to try to engage, as we are seeing a tech to tier 2 already nearing completion. More Crypt Fiends are being added. Are we going to perhaps see Web as well, as this Footman down to 129 hit points? It looks like it could get taken down at any moment, as Militia are now trying to creep out the 3 o'clock expansion location. Death Knight, is it going to be able to steal any more experience? You can see that the Archmage is using that Cloak of Shadows. Nicely done there. And yes, the Water Elemental does get taken down. Slippers of Agility have been placed down. Are we going to see a little bit of a steal there? No, we are not. Not quite sure why Cechi didn't go for the necessary steal or go for that steal once more, as the Ogre Magi down to 140 to 137. Oh, a beautiful delay by Hawk, making sure the Death Coil only lowered it down to 37 hit points, not allowing Cechi to get any more experience. Cechi now still sitting at level 1, attempting to back off again. Footman was able to heal back up. Militia now back into peasant form, should be able to get up some scout towers, and it is going to be 2 bases for Hawk versus a 1 base Undead. Death Knight now sitting at level 2, perhaps going to be going after these additional Nightcrawlers. No, not doing so. And we do see that the Archmage is hiding off over here. Does have Brilliance Aura, and now just continuing to fight up again. All right, Footman now trying to get away, down to 115 mana, down to 87. There's a Death Coil for the kill. Some damage has been dealt, but all that we can really see so far is that Cechi may be trying to go for that tier 2 push with Obsidian Statues and that Lich. Death Knight now looking to retreat and return back. Crypt Fiends, are we going to perhaps see a creeping out of this red creep camp? Lich being at level 2 should be very, very strong for this push. The Crypt Fiends, however, need a little bit more hit points, and that's going to be added by the fact that Obsidian Statues are now being trained. Obsidian Statue number 1 now being added. Number 2 should be coming in just a moment. Crypt Fiends getting in some easy shots onto those Water Elementals. Water Elementals now trying to get back once more. Both sides are fighting it out. The Footmen are all pretty high up on hit points. And what will be happening next? Perhaps waking up the creeps. Meanwhile, back off here, you can see that the Arcane Tower easily going to take down 1 skeletal minion there. 4 towers going to be constructed. 3 already operational, as we already see blow after blow happening here in just a moment. Footmen do have Defend. We are going to see a bit of an engagement once more. Crypt Fiend now down to 127 hit points. There's a Death Coil, as it looks as the Death Knight is going to be coming in. A beautiful Obsidian Statue actually doing the double heal tactic as the Footmen. And are we going to perhaps see a Frost Nova come in to deal more damage here? Obsidian Statue coming back over. Are we going to perhaps wake up some creeps? That could be happening here in just a moment. Water Elemental going after the Obsidian Statue. Obsidian Statue already down to 400 some odd hit points. Crypt Fiend down to 27 hit points. Stays alive ever so barely as a Frost Nova. And now catching some of these Footmen out of position. The Footmen trying to chase. This is not good, as Hawk is going to have to be forced to back away. And oh, a beautiful Defend in between the attacks of the Crypt Fiend. Allow 1 Footman to get away pretty easily. All right, Archmage now trying to battle it up. Footmen, or is it going to get taken down? It looks like it will get taken down again. And still, the just sheer numbers of Hawk's army, how is it going to stay alive and stick around? Archmage now down to 122 hit points. It will be able to escape. You can see Footman now chasing after the Obsidian Statue here. And what is the Death Knight going to do? Perhaps try and take down the Red Drakes? No, what is this? Frost Nova, is it going to be coming in? No, the Lich unable to get the necessary damage. It is now down to 53 hit points, and both sides are simply retreating. Obsidian Statue has returned all the way back home. Acolytes could be repairing it. Death Knight now trying to continue that push in here, as the Crypt Fiends unable to push as all the units are now under the cover of the towers. All right, Crypt Fiends, Footmen, Death Knight, both sides are fighting it out here. The Crypt Fiends do have medium armor, meaning that they do take reduced damage from all these units. All the arrow attacks from those guard towers. It is now backing off. Archmage healing on the far side of the map, now back up to 144 hit points and rising, as the Death Knight now gets a 3rd unit there. All right, Footmen now looking to just run amok inside. Ghouls are back at home. You can see 1 Spirit Tower, 1 Nerubian Tower about to be completed. Those Footmen, are they going to be able to get away in time? And it looks as though the Death Knight now trying to give chase. And will it be able to get enough? Yes, I believe 1 or 2 more shots onto that Footman, and it will get taken down. Actually, a couple more shots there. Death Knight should be able to finish off 1 of those units. And yes, I believe that Footman will fall. 1 more hit there. Yes, it does get taken down. And now the Archmage comes back better than ever and forcing this Death Knight to simply retreat. Lich now sitting at level 1, getting closer to level 2. double or triple obsidian statues. We could be going into destroyer form already. Yes, we are. We already at tier 3. And the water elementals, the archmages, crypt fiends, lich, both sides battling it out. All right, obsidian statue already absorbing a lot of damage here. Crypt fiends now trying to give chase. Archmage now backing off. You can see one very low hit point footman does get taken down as level 2 given to the lich. Cechi with 3 obsidian statues looking very strong at this point. And what is Hawk's counter going to be? It looks as though he is going to be going into Arcane Sanctums. He is going to be going into Casters, most likely going into Priest, not going to be going into Sorceress, as the Obsidian statues will just simply morph into Destroyers and eat apart and benefit from all of that debuff. Here we have it. Both sides are battling it out. Mountain King is out and about as the Destroyer is up in the air. You can see both sides are engaging. And what is going to be happening here? The Obsidian statue, is it going to be able to break free? No, it is not. One Death Knight does get taken down after a Stormbolt. Beautifully done. And ensnares coming in from the Troll Trappers, causing problems. There really shouldn't have been any real way that Hawk could have taken down the Destroyers, but the creeps added in just enough ensnares there as the Lich now sitting at level 3. Crypt Fiends, Lich. This is a bad position for Cechi, as Cechi has pretty much lost a lot of his necessary units. Both sides are now just trying to creep up. You can take a look. Cechi sitting at level 3, gonna get a bit more mana, more experience, and perhaps get to level 4 in just a moment. Destroyer now down to 335 hit points. More obsidian statues on the way, in addition to the retraining of that Death Knight. Archmage trying to take down this Red Drake here. Water Elemental should be dropped in just a second, as the Red Drake versus the Archmage battle of the ages, as this is going to be a very, very long fight. Water Elemental is now down, and what's going to be happening here? There is the engagement. All right, Lich sitting at level 3 also has a potion of healing. This is going to help him out very much. And the Lich sitting at level 3 perhaps will be able to get to level 4. And level 4 not going to make much of a difference unless the Lich gets to level 5. Once level 5 does go down, Footmen are going to have a very difficult time. But with the transition into Spellbreakers, Hawk is going to be very, very well prepared. Lich has to be very careful trying to creep out this red creep camp. He could get caught in the open. There is no scroll of Town Portal. Death Knight now making its move over, and it will be getting to level 3 in just a second. Here you go. There's the Lich, and there's the Destroyer, and oh, in comes the Spellbreakers from the far side. This potentially could be bad, and yes, the Spellbreakers already are here. Level 4, level 3 now, as the fight is underway. What's going to be happening? Going after some of the units, as the Destroyers could be perhaps be eating, yes, able to eat up some of those water elementals. Even though this is a bad position, as he is getting creepjacked, the sheer number of units for Cechi is too strong, as all the Spellbreakers are simply on retreat. Okay, the Destroyers should be devouring magic again to absorb some of that inner fire. It looks as though it is not going to be taking place. Yes, it did absorb a bit more, or devour a bit more magic again, regenerating hit points. Now, Endurance Aura, Unholy Aura, that is a very fast-moving army. The Death Knight, there's some more absorbed mana as the Destroyers take to the skies. Meanwhile, back over here at the 9 o'clock position, Archmage sitting at 3, getting close to 4. Mountain King currently sitting at 2 with Bloodlust because of that. Excuse me, because of those Spellbreakers, Spell Steal. And now off to the north here, we have the Death Knight may be able to get the other red creep camp. If both red creep camps are creeped out by Cechi, this will give him a huge advantage just in terms of items. Helm of Valor, Strength, and Agility, Ancient Jangle, Endurance. You can see all the items heading back over to that Death Knight. Lich sitting still at level 4. Potion of Mana was used, perhaps? Already surprised by that. And are we going to perhaps see a bit of a creepjack here? No, the Death Knight or the Destroyers trying to catch some of these Spellbreakers. Not going to happen, as the Spellbreakers cannot take down, or the Destroyers cannot take down those Spellbreakers. Arcane Sanctum, 72 over 72 supply. We are at 67 over 70. That does mean that the Undead probably has the larger army, as the guard towers are now getting focused down. All right, are we going to perhaps see a Death Coil onto those Destroyers? The Destroyers do not have mana, meaning that they do not deal additional bonus damage. Even though this is up against heavy armor, there is 7 armor units as a paladin is now out on the field. Obsidian Hawk, or Inquisitive Hawk, now going to lose that one Arcane Sanctum and perhaps trying to catch some more units in the open. Let's see, Crypt Fiend is upgraded at 1-0. That means the Destroyers are upgraded 1-0 as well. There is only one Obsidian statue on the ground with very little mana. That is a bad news as the Death Knight now needs to get away. We are now turning this into a bit of a base race. As you can see, the Tomb of Relics will get taken down relatively quickly. All right, continuing to battle it out, the Death Knight now needs to back away. There is some, what is this? The Abomination trying to get in there, not going to be able to do so. The Death Knight unable to heal any of this here as we are continuing this fight in once more. All right. Guard tower, another guard tower looks like it will get taken down. All the destroyers trying to back away, and it looks like another guard tower will get taken down here. We can see the Crypt Fiends are burrowing. Arcane Sentry does spot them as we now have a whole bunch of flying machines in play, only to get them webbed down. Scroll of Town Portal now being used. Crypt Fiends trying to take down all of these units here as both sides teleporting back. And how much damage will get done? Wow, that Mountain King was so low on hit points, and it was able to survive after a holy light from that paladin. Abominations, Crypt Fiends, Destroyers, Obsidian statues. Destroyers are pretty much all gone. And what is next? Helm of Valor, not very useful items. Let's see, the only creep camp left is these relatively low level creep camps. Death Knight now needs to heal back up at the Fountains of Health. And this is coming as a surprise to me, as I thought Cechi would have tried to utilize and abuse these fountains a bit more. Instead, it has been Hawk. Hawk now with mass spellbreakers, mass flying machines. And the question is going to come down to the flying machines. Are they going to get that anti-air attack to be able to attack the ground? As right now, there are no destroyers in the air to really worry about. Death Knight sitting at level 4. Is he going to pick up perhaps? Yes, Scroll of Town Portal, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. Abomination is out on the field. And here we go. Claws of Attack plus 6 left behind. Level 4, level 4, level 3, level 1. The engagement now coming in as both sides are going to be fighting out. There's a Death Coil saving the unit. One Abomination in the front as the Focus Fire already coming into play here. You can see all the flying machines are just pretty much stuck here as there is a Thunderclap Stormbolt battle. Alright, the Crypt Fiends are simply going to be too much in this battle. Here's the Crypt Fiends are now trying to run back. The Abomination simply being ignored as the Death Knight now trying to fight back here. Alright, all those Spellbreakers getting taken down. And I believe that was actually a, yes, Staff of Sanctuary saving the Spellbreaker a split second before the Death Knight town portaled away. Obsidian Statue. Death Knight, Mantle of Intelligence, level 4, almost level 5. If that Lich can get to level 5, that will give it level 3 Frost Nova, but that's not going to be very effective against this mass Spellbreaker army. The only things that could get a Frost Nova are the heroes or a single Sorceress at this point. And now that we are seeing Sorceress coming in from Hawk, we know that Hawk feels confident enough in his flying machine numbers to take down anything that comes, to take down any destroyers that may come into play, and slow is going to be a definite problem for Cechi. Alright, here we go. There's an engagement. Oh, the Obsidian Statue way too far in the front, out of mana. Obsidian Statue, or the Abomination's now looking to come in there. There's a Sorceress already taken down, Frost Nova, and here comes the battle. Water Elementals, level 2 on the Paladin just in time to let it stay alive. Death Coil on the Crypt Fiend. Both sides are still fighting it out. As you can see, the Abominations are trying to get in position. Alright, Scroll of Town Portal getting the Archmage away, and what is this? A lot of invulnerable units as the Abominations now need to make a move out. A Sorceress getting caught a bit too far, and it will get taken down. Alright, a little bit more creeping going on. Only a few creep camps left here as Cechi needs to figure out what his strategy is going to be. Another expansion already taken by Hawk. Hawk now running up on 3 bases. And this is a definite problem. A 3-base human meaning any units that get killed are going to be replaced rather quickly. And this is all against a one base undead. Flying machines now with those siege bombs gonna just drop all of their damage on top of this haunted gold mine. The haunted gold mine now there, as we see a whole bunch of towers pushing back all of those units. A whole bunch of flying machines have been destroyed, as it looks as though we are ready for another move. Death Knight sitting at level 4, Lich sitting at level 5. Here we go. We could have an engagement, and it is just going to be a destruction of this town hall here. No, not actually going after it. It looks as though he's going to leave it in play, and that does come as a surprise, as the Death Knight now perhaps going to buy yes another scroll of town portal to make sure that he does not get caught out of position. Does need to haunt another gold mine soon. This gold mine is pretty much going to be gone in just a second, and there goes all of those peasants now. The peasants trying to run away. Death Knight sitting at level 4 will stay there, as we now see some flying machines, sorceress, spellbreakers, and archmage now coming into position. Here we go, down it goes. Destroyers are still sitting at 1-0 upgrades. Abominations sitting at 0-0. Town hall will be falling. And what is going to be the strategy of these players next? Ghouls and obsidian statues now need to retreat and return back. The town hall, even with mass abominations, endurance aura, and a couple of heroes, doesn't fall quickly when there is 8 armor. In comes the attack now. You can see that the Black Citadel and all these towers are fighting back. Slaughterhouse is sitting at 49 or 70 supplies. Cechi now scroll of town portaling back. Is it going to be able to pick off any of the units? That is the question there. Now trying to make the move over, and there you go. There's the Stormbolt. There's the Destroyers. Abominations completely caught out of position. They need to get into the front, as the Lich now trying to fight back. No Frost Nova there at all. The Destroyers are now still fighting back here still, and the Destroyers do have a bit of mana, giving them a bit of an advantage over those flying machines this time. Abominations are still fighting it out. Cechi may end up losing a couple of these low hit point Abominations. There it goes after a Stormbolt. Is it going to try to save more units? There's a Death Coil saving another unit here, and every bit of hit point, every life, every unit, oh so important, as the Sorceress, I believe, no, does not get taken down, was able to survive and come back home. Cechi is still sitting on, I believe, yes, 42 over 70. Cechi has been trading very efficiently, but Hawk has just always had more, or could always afford to lose more since he's been up on bases. There is no way Hawk is going to lose this many towers without the presence of some meat wagons. The Abominations cannot tank all of that damage, and Cechi is in trouble, as we are now going into perhaps the final battle. All right, Spellbreakers are giving chase a little bit. Here we go. There's the attack. The Lich cannot Frost Nova all of those flying machines that are so tightly packed together. I believe one Frost Nova on that entire group could nearly kill all of them. 2 of them chaining, if it was actually targetable, would completely shut them down, as the flying machines are just owning the skies. Now, I do got to admit, the disease cloud and the amount of damage that these Spellbreakers are just taking is a bit much. You can see that those Spellbreakers are already down to 440 hit points and falling still, and meaning that they're having a very, very difficult time staying alive. So the Abominations do have a very strong aura about them, or strong pungent odor about them, making it so that Hawk does need to make a bit of a move soon. There are a couple of priests now in the group, but the priests now also have to worry about themselves, as we could be seeing another engagement here. All right, Skeletal Minion is going to be coming into position. What is going to be happening next? Acolyte now on the move. The Acolyte is, I believe, auto-repairing this one Obsidian statue. And if that Obsidian statue can stay alive and keep everyone else alive, that may be enough. Mass Acolytes, this is everything and the kitchen sink. Not unsummoning any of the buildings, though, which does come as a bit of a surprise to me. He doesn't need the Altar of Kings any longer. Nope, he is going to be unsummoning those Spirit Towers to try to get a bit more units, perhaps buy more items, as the engagement now coming in. Here you go. There's a Death Coil. Frost Nova, not enough to take down the Death Knight. Stormbolt and Thunderclap. Flying machines diving in now. Both sides flying back and forth. Frost Nova across all of the casters. Militia now engaging. Flying Machine owning the skies. Spellbreakers taking care of the ground. And I believe that is going to be GG. Cechi unable to answer Hawk's 3-base play. And with this, all the units are once again on the move. Flying Machines now slowly dropping one at a time. You can see the disease cloud. What is happening here? So many of the units are just absorbing so much damage. There's a Stormbolt. Lich does use that potion of healing, staying alive a little while longer. There is a Thunderclap once more, and the Flying Machines going after the Lich still. Death Knight. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability on that Death Knight still available. Is he going to use it? That is the question. No, he does not. And that is going to be the GG. There's the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.